In the last episode, Mount Clare was founded, and from there it quickly rose to a smaller village that is prospering with good tax income, some first trading, a smaller industry zone, and overall happy people. Hello everyone and welcome back to Foundation on extreme difficulty, that is on the highest difficulty without any exceptions. And we continue carefully but with a good heart into the next steps of our economy. As we can see, we have now a steady supply of meat coming in. This is pretty great because it is now also reducing a bit the stress on berries, as it's not the only source of food anymore. At the same time, it also increases my happiness, which is okay, considering that we have high taxes and also just levied some additional taxes out of my population. This means a bit of higher immigration now. There's actually a whopping 4 people joining me now at the same time, the biggest wave so far, and of course we're gonna all take them in here just as of now. Welcome to Montclair, my new citizens or villagers, you might call them. Now this will of course increase the stress on my housing district, but I consider it fine right now. It, however, also gives me additional workforce that we can use now in the granary. And boy, I would like to do this. Liebmate, she's now working in the granary. And with that, what I can do now is I can now start selling meat to Northbury. I would really like to do this, as the income from that is 3 coins, 3 times higher than my planks. Let's go ahead and get meat in as well. There it is, sell above the threshold. And let's say 25 is a realistic value to have a good buffer, right? And the rest we're gonna sell them. With that out of the way, let's also assign an additional person to the gathering hut, so that we have now fully staffed gathering huts working. That's absolutely mandatory. And what I would also like to do is now my latest industrial building that we have, the stonemason hut that we can build now. That's actually quite expensive. It costs 8 tools. This is the last building we can probably push before we're running out of tools now. But it's gonna be a very important one at that. It's also a high pollution building once again. So I would like to have it in an area where we're not having any residential zones. And it's probably gonna be just here behind my... across the street, not across the street really, but probably over here by my stone cutters, right? We have them over here. So it makes sense to me to have this one also somewhere in this area here. Very nice. Also, we can now assign then polished stone to the warehouse. And quickly so, it was finished, and we can now assign a stonemason, only one unfortunately, right, to this building. And she's now processing stone into polished stone. This is gonna take some time though, as it's a very slow process usually. What we can however do with that now is, once again, open up our trade and now start exporting polished stone. And we're gonna make a very low threshold for this, only 10, because you don't need a lot for this, for construction, and the rest I would like to immediately sell. Also planks, as we can see, will already be nicely set up for the next trade. Meat, we need to wait on that a bit more. Another trader arrives. This is gonna be interesting. 80 planks we have in stock. How many do you purchase? He checks out the granary first. And then he's purchasing 13 planks for 13 coin. That's not a lot of money. So trading is a nice source of income, but with planks only, it's not going to be enough. We got the first polished stone in though, so that's at least something we can work with. And yeah, meat unfortunately is not enough at the moment. So my population consumes it all. So what we can do right now, well, I would like to purchase another territory now, and that is over here, where the trade is actually also leaving. This is the next logical choice for me. There you go, another territory, another 10 coin on my upkeep, right? So we'll just see how that turns out. And in this case, this gives me another stone deposit, some more berries, trees, and also, very important for me, hunting grounds. I cannot use another hunter on the other side already. So as you can see, this territory goes all the way over here. So we got this whole area here available for more hunting, and I would like to do this right up here. It's a bit far away, of course, but it's gonna be fine right here in the woods. We can also make a gathering hut here for more berries. That's gonna be great. And also the hunting. Let's actually get this one going. That's more hunting ground. Also this one. And that's it again, right? Perhaps... Oh, look at how big that area is, right? It looks very strange. It will also give me access now to the ocean soon. Perhaps we can find some fish over there, but that's something else. Also, lots of space here. What we need for sure is I would like to keep expanding once again a bit further into this area. And we can probably also make it work here towards my manor house. Gonna keep a bit of space available though. But yeah, we need every inch of space right now. We have a high happiness. There are no people coming in right now. I'm waiting for the next level of immigration, and then I'm gonna levy taxes again. Very nice. At this point we have a high happiness again. So let's go ahead and also get me some additional taxes. In 123 we can make this time. There it is. And we're gonna need this to build more industry now. And especially, unfortunately, to start purchasing tools. Let's go ahead. We have the tools in stock. I can purchase them from Northbury. And we have the tools down here. They're gonna cost me 6 coin per tool. That's unfortunately gonna kick it in. Let's have it at 15. That should be enough to also start then building a tools industry soon. We can already start unlocking tools now. So 50 coin this is going to cost me. And with that we unlock now 4 buildings, and all of them we need to actually have in order to produce tools. So this is why tools are such a big problem for me on this difficulty. Let's have a quick look at this. The iron camp we can place, right? For the iron ore that we have right over there. This would cost me 2 on the upkeep. The next one is the charcoal hut. That's 3 on the upkeep. So we are already paying now 5 on the upkeep. The next is the smelter with 4, leading to 9. And then we have the blacksmith with 6. So we have a total upkeep of 15 coin out of this. Plus an upfront cost of 150 coin that we need for the total tooling industry. This would, yeah, leave us with no money anymore. And an upkeep that for now, as far as I can see, I cannot afford. So that's my major problem right now. That's because I want to have more meat in, because we can sell that meat for a good price. I would like to sell more meat than planks at this point. Another trader is coming in, so he's going to purchase planks most likely, and then also sell us some tools. Yeah, we don't have any meat that we can sell. And there he did it. And we also got 12 tools for 72 coin. That's now 15 tools that we have. And with that money, I can now start with the iron camp that I would like to have. We have the camp over there. I can still place it at the camp to here because it doesn't matter, right? The industry zone is here, so we need to deliver it over there at some point anyway. So for me, it's fine. Let's have the camp here in my camp industry. Yeah, somewhere here by my stone cutter, most likely. There you go. And this one will make sure that we get then the iron coming in. Very good. That's building number 1. This actually cost me some cloth there as well. Nothing of the others cost me cloth though, fortunately. The other one that we can build right away is the charcoal hut, and this one cuts trees to produce coal out of it. A very dirty building. We have the space, so I'm gonna push this one a bit further here to the back of it. In fact, I see that we have an iron deposit here in my territory. Oh, this could change a few things. Let's just get this one in here and cancel this production. I'm gonna actually have that iron camp over here by my charcoal hut. Makes way more sense. How did I miss it? And there it is, our very first charcoal hut. Let's assign a person to this. And also, I think we need to paint it. It's the wood cutting area that we need primarily. So I can also increase the size of it a bit. But now we have 3 buildings that chop trees. Gotta be careful about this. There's also our iron camp coming along. Okay, another trader comes in. This one is crucial. He's selling us the remaining tools, hopefully, that we can then use to get the last industries going. There it is, another 6 tools. With that we have 15 tools again. I can stop now the import of tools again because we don't need that, and it's also way too expensive, so we're gonna stop it. And what we're also gonna do once again, because we can, is getting additional levies out of my villagers. Do we lose someone with that? No, we don't. We get 130 coin out of it. 250 coin, and that would be enough now to finish my tooling industry. I'm a bit worried about my taxation though, so at this point we probably will have to do something about that. The main problem really for me right now is that we're also continuing to run out of food. So I do need another gathering hut indeed. I did not expect to need it so early on. Let's just check it out where we could get one. Yeah, in this territory we have plenty of berry bushes, so it absolutely makes sense to have yet another one here. Let's have it over here by my camp. Makes sense. To also start some additional gathering hut. The problem here is already on my taxes and on my budget, we can see that my upkeep is already at 31 and my territory upkeep is at 19. Both of them combined leads to 50 on the total, right, as upkeep. We only get in taxes at 38 right now. Is there a way to get more taxes out? Theoretically, we should get 46 in per month, right? So that means we have probably a taxation problem, that the capacity of this tax collector is not working out anymore. There's one way we can check this, in fact, and that's how many taxes are stored in a house. If this gets too high, then we're losing taxes. But what I can see right now is the stored taxes are rather low in all of these houses. So it's definitely not a taxation problem, right? We do get the taxes in that we charge. So in that case, the only way of getting additional taxes in is to upgrade my people. And perhaps we can already do this. Yes, we can. This would also increase the efficiency, the productivity of these people. And we have the butchers here. So I'm going to go ahead and now upgrade my first 2 butchers to the next level, right? So these here, Visna, she's now a level 2 commoner. And she's going to pay me some more taxes now. She also has more demands. So we got to be very careful, right, how this works. I cannot view her home, unfortunately. She's not homeless, is she? Okay, I also cannot visit his home there. So we do need to have some homes for them. The problem with that is that needs a beautification area, right, before we can upgrade that. So what we need to do now is unlocking tier 2 decoration, right, there you go. And this one here gives me now some decoration to work around with here in this area. Let's just check it out. We do have the commoners, so we should have them already. And then we need the beautification area. Adding decoration is rather expensive, but it's going to be worth it. So I'm going to start with my very first tree over here. And this starts a decoration area now. So the more decoration I add to this area, the bigger that radius gets, right? At least one building is though now affected by that to get beautification out of it. And with that, our very first house is upgrading now. That's very important because that means we're getting more taxes out of this. Can I see how much we need to spend here? There it is. 10 planks, 5 stone, 1 tool, 1 log. Also, thanks to the upgrading and the second boar hunting cabin, we now have a lot of meat in. So that means we're above the threshold. We should be above it. 8 is stored right here. We also have 15 in the in the butcher. So let's actually assign another person to the granary to get more meat and food in. And then meat will also bring me in 3 of that. We still don't have a lot more polished stone, unfortunately. I'm still gonna make it so that we can sell some because we need coin. Let's actually put polished stone down to 5. And the meat is here at 25. I'm gonna put this one down to 15. On the other hand, we probably could think about stopping planks exporting, but we'll just see about that. At the very least, I'm gonna pause one of my sawmills now. That's way too many planks we have already. And there's the trader just on time. And I'm just hoping that he's purchasing some meat. He does not. There was no meat in stock. So he's purchasing primarily some polished stone and some planks. That's still a bit of money coming in. Once we reach 60 happiness again, I'm gonna go ahead and put my levies on them once more. One serf is leaving. That's because we have some unemployment rate. So I'm pretty sure that serf that is leaving, he was unemployed. Yes. He was waiting for a while to get a job, but he's not getting one, so he's leaving. The problem is I cannot afford more employment right now. It's too much. I can assign another person here, but this will also increase my upkeep for the charcoal hut, so I'm not gonna do this. I can, however, build another building workshop. The cool thing about the building workshop is that first of all, it's being built instantly, and the second thing is that we can assign builders to this, thus they're no longer unemployed, and it also does not cost me any upkeep. So as long as I'm having a problem with employing all my people, I can also just have a bunch of builder workshops here and employ them, right? They're gonna be happy, yet they're just gonna sit around as well all day, but at least I don't have to pay upkeep for it. tell you that. The things you learn when you have to juggle your money, which is my most important thing at this point. Closing in on 60%, please, a bit faster. Ah, very nice. Also, we have now our very first commoner house. It looks so much better, doesn't it? Than a normal house that we have so far. And in that case, I could also now start taxation. But it's not going to be so much yet, right? So as we can see, we have 2 of them. So I can put something in here to get some additional money out of them now. So this is then accumulating in this house here. And of course, they're not going to be super happy about it, but that's going to be fine. Oh, more immigration again. I really cannot use more people. Also, that's more mouths to feed. So I'm probably just going to decline these people there. We cannot afford it. What I should be able to afford, though, levy tax is still pretty high. 70% is a crazy amount of happiness. So once again, we can tax our people, and this time we get 140 out of that. So this is climbing. That's a good thing. And with that, we have some money finally again available for investments. And in fact, before I actually go ahead and start with my tools production, because that is still too high, so I've deactivated the other 2 again. That is a bit of a mistake on my part. However, if they're deactivated, they barely cost me anything, so that's okay. What I want to do is, I want to increase the efficiency, because on this difficulty, efficiency is really crippled. And yeah, for example, upgrading my stonemason here gives me more, well, colored stone that I want to have. So that's 20 coin. Also, my tax collector means more tax income. That's something I would like to get. The village priest is something we could do. I'm not doing it just yet though. Building another bush now inside of my beautification area close to my tree actually gives me the opportunity here to, yeah, very nice. Get all 3 of them up. There you go. This single bush now gives the beautification area to 3 additional houses, so my commoners can then continue with their upgrading. And they're immediately starting with that. Trader comes in again. This time he should really purchase some food, please. There you go. 13 for 39. That's a lot. And he's also going to do the same thing. Probably here by my planks. Yes, made some coin out of that. Now, a new little problem appears as well, and that is that my Rustic Church here is constantly full now. So once again, we need to make a small adjustment here. Unfortunately, this is not possible without spending more tools again. What I can try is, let's just see. Okay, even this one costs me at least 1 tool in addition. I hate this, honestly, because we just lack exactly 1 tool that I will need to purchase again. So I'm just going to add another building here in the back of it, a small room. This gives me a capacity of 12 again. This is the best I can do with the least amount of resources we have to spend on it. Now let's go ahead and get this one done. Otherwise, we're going to lose people again if I'm constantly at the limit for this. Now, tax levy is going down again. So that means my happiness goes up. That means I could theoretically at this point go ahead and increase my taxes. I would like to try this for my normal serfs. Pushing this one gives me another 20 coin per month. Now with this we would have broken even with my expenses, and we also would probably make a small profit. The major thing is that we can pay all my upkeeps with the taxes, right? We're looking at this one here, the territory. So we are sitting at upkeep 18, 29, 39 it is. If I push all my buildings again, right? Income is 28. This should go up though. This should go really up now. I hope so at least. Another person, yeah, let's accept. So we got 3 unemployment rate. That is something I can live with. I mean, I can still assign more people here. Doesn't increase the upkeep really, right? It's just that we have some people again. Food-wise, it's okay. I would really... there it is. The trader is coming in. I would really like to sell stuff, I wanted to say. So meat is the important thing. And we can also sell some polished stone. I will, however, once again need to purchase some tools if I want to continue with my production. That would be 12. Let's keep it at 15, yes, so we have a bit of a buffer. Another problem right now is that my market is constantly out of food. The reason for this is that because of the difficulty, these workers tend to work less. And that actually leads to a downside now here. By the way, 40 coin we made, nice. And that leads to a rustic food penalty that we have right now. I need to monitor this closely. He also purchased something here again, so we made a nice profit, right? 12 coin, 13 coin, and that's it. Nice one, thank you very much. And we're seeing a 200 coin. And we are out again. Unacceptable. Even one stall is not enough, unfortunately. So I will need to build another market stall, because these people really don't want to work. Gonna have this one, let's just see, on the other side here by the well. Now with that out of the way, I'm actually considering raising the taxes once again, because I want to see if I can live without raising the levies all the time. This would bring in even more coin now, and it would still be in the positive range. However, we would have a reduced happiness now 50% because of that. We'll just see where it goes from here. Okay, thanks to having the hunting huts, we are producing more boars now than we can process. So this is another thing that I would like to push a bit more. That is another butcher. Gonna have this one over here. Once again, just beside the other butcher, really. We already have some paths here. So I would just like to have him here beside the path. There you go. This will cost me some tools again. That's okay though, because we can get the money in by selling tools again. The next trader, I'm gonna make sure that we really purchase now all the necessary tools this time around. Next on the line, finally, clothing. Let's unlock it. Now, it's for me really hard to decide right now what we should do. Tool production or more industry. For now, it's actually working fine to just import a bit of tools every time we use them and sell a few other things. So especially a lot of meat is being sold right now. The thing is, I would like to open up another trade route for us, and that's middle trade route over there. And middle would like to purchase common clothes. So if we produce them, and they also purchase tools. So we need 20 cloth to unlock this, and then we can sell tools and clothes together with meat and polished stone. So this would be a good business opportunity for us here to make some decent money out of this. So that's my goal. With the tools, with the cloth production up and running, we can now build a sheep farm. Out of that comes the weaver hut, and out of that comes then the tailor's workshop. Now the sheep farm, let's get it going over here somewhere. Just behind that we can have then the sheep farms. Together with that, we are also going to need then the weaver hut. I'm also pushing this one here. Now, it's a bit hard to see right now because of all the trees, but of course, it's clearing over time, right? So building now our weaver shop then here. That's weaver shop number 1. We're probably going to build a second one. And then we can have the tailor workshop. Now, the cool thing about the tailor workshop is it does not cause any pollution. So this is one of those buildings that we can have safely here just beside my normal residences, right? Just fine without actually having to go with any penalty or anything like that. So this is a great location for this building. The costs for this are exorbitant though. So we just paid over 120 coin on this. That's something you just need to take, right? We want to open up more trade. There's no other way for me to get more money out of this here, right? So we need to get more exports going. Let's actually get the sheep farm as our priority. And that should be golden. Another thing we might be thinking about soon now also is then another territory for more housing. So we got these here running right now. For upgrades is fine. We're not building. We're not exploiting this one here for now. So we could have another house in here, and I'm thinking about that strongly right now. So let's go ahead and open up this new space here as well for some building, and probably over here just along the main road towards that actually causes pollution. We are out of space. That's just the reality of it. One more house, it's immediately being placed here, and that's it. Now with so many builder huts, the construction is rather quick, so the tailor is already finished. The same goes with my weaver hut, but the one that I'm putting the highest priority on actually takes the longest. So that's something I need to wait on. Finally, the sheep farm is there, but the next problem, these sheep do not produce from day one. Nope, in fact, it takes some time. Now, well, the cool thing is we now have 20 common clothes and we can, well, upgrade our trade route. The bad thing is, well, we are stuffed with all the resources here. So the whole industry zone is full. That's because we need to wait on traders every time. And that's because I can't invest my money into anything else. So it's just so funny how different the high difficulty settings are with this game than the normal difficulty settings, right? There's a new trader coming in once again. So he's just going to purchase one of my 177 meat, hopefully, to make us a bit more money out of that. There you go. 320 coin we have. On the other hand, I've also figured out that it's better to have a low taxation going and just levy my people from time to time, right? There's way more money coming in this way, so I'm just gonna keep a low tax, and every time we go up to 60-70% happiness, I just levy my people again and get money out of that. Now anyway, we have now 20 common clothes, so I can unlock middle trade route. Woohoo, there it is. And with that, we're also pushing for 40 on the prosperity, right? So just a bit more, and we could already go for tier 3 at this point. That's lovely. Of course, that's far away. What we want to do here now is we want to levy what we just got out of that, and that is selling the clothes. Now, I could, in fact, get the clothes for my people, right? My commoners, the upgraded people. We got a few more, thanks to the tailor and the weaver, because these need to be commoners, right? They want goods, they want that, but it's not enough people yet, so I'm not gonna waste my goods on them. I'm actually going to say, put the common clothes in my warehouse and then start selling them. And yeah, sell everything above 0. I'm just gonna push them out of my storages for a discount price because I want money. And in this case, that's number 1. The other thing that we have now with that amount of money and a bit of workforce, well, we can start our tools production finally. Holy cow, it took me some time, but now we can go with the smelter. And yeah, let's have the smelter here by the charcoal kiln. It's just crazy how many trees we have here. I might need to stop the reforestation. There you go, 50 coin that costs me. And then we're having the blacksmith, that's another 50 coin. And I'm gonna go ahead and have the blacksmith also here just along the main road that we have there, right? And just somewhere here. There you go. These buildings are going to be quite expensive for us. And yes, you know, I don't even see my industry zone. Let's stop with the wood cutting, and especially, where's my reforester? There it is. Let's stop with the reforestation here, because this is now going to be industry zone. I don't want to reforest in my industry zones. We can still safely reforest over here and over here especially, right? So this is all fine. You just go ahead with this. There you go. But please don't do it up there anymore. By the way, let's chop, right? So let's chop the trees here. I want to see my industry zone. There you go. Making a bit of room. I actually like the trees that we have there. They will not last forever, but let's just keep them for now. Okay, so that's gonna be a lot again. By the way, a few more people moved in, but we needed so much workforce that I'm down to my second builder workshop now. We still have the number 1, but we still have 2 reserve peoples available that we can use. Alright, there's actually 2 more people coming in. They're greatly appreciated. Hello, thank you very much for joining. You're gonna be my blacksmiths. By the way, it's the details that matter. I really don't like that those people... Oh, okay. I wanted to make a forbidden zone here, but you know, that's the edge of my territory. So this path actually is valid for now. Otherwise, I would have made a forbidden zone here, so the path would go slightly bended. But for now, that's not possible because we're simply out of space in this rare area. That's okay though. What I would like to do is, I would like to, once we have the tools, expand my church again, because we are limited again. And we need more people, because the more people we have, the more people I can levy. And speaking about that, let's have a look. We're getting... Oh, a lot of people would leave. 4 commoners might leave. Why is that? Refined food, but we have 100... Oh yeah, we probably will need another market stall for the refined food alone. Unfortunately, those villages really don't like to work. Let's just check it out. I'm gonna make a whole block of refined food just here. Alright, so these 2 will refine food, then we have that, and then we probably will also need a good stall, honestly. So we should have this. That's still the food stall though. There it is, goods market, 50 coin, I'm waiting. Iron smelter finished, let's assign 2 people to that and start the iron ingot production finally. And yeah, also they're clearing now the paths here in the industry zone because I really can't see a thing. And that's really a loud area. And also, there is my blacksmith consuming now coal and iron ingots to produce tools out of that. The cool thing about tools is that my trade rod here will also like to purchase tools. 3 coin. That's quite a lot. So I can make it so that we can sell now tools. And I'm gonna say sell everything above... Let's make it 30 because you usually always need tools, right? And this way we are gonna make sure that we always have tools for our production. But at the same time we can sell. And now I don't need to import tools anymore. That is a great day indeed. What we need to work out though is we need to upgrade them. That's absolutely mandatory. Otherwise their production bonus is very low, right? So I think it also counts for the smelter. Yes, the smelter also needs to be upgraded. So I need more housing. Can't work my way around that anymore. We need it. And the thing is I don't have space. We could work up here. entirely possible. And I'm probably doing it. So we are probably still using this area here now to get me a full block of people out again. There you go. Let's make this cleaner. And on that side I could also work it out, or we're just flat out buying a new territory. And I've been thinking about this for a while anyway. There you go, we got it. It would look just so much better with it. Let's accept those people. And let's also apply this area here to some more space. So first of all, what I can do now is I can now say, please don't walk this path. Right, this is forbidden. Go around that, please. Right, something like that. So they should make their path then on around that. Okay, that's number one. The other thing I would like to do now is having the neighborhood expanded. And we're gonna use this painting for that. Now, it's gonna be important that this is a quarry zone though, right? So we will need to keep some distance to it. Like so. We probably will cut into it a bit, but for now this should be fine then. Okay, just along the rocky formation there. And I probably... that's the manor house. Probably don't want to have more. What we can do though, what I should be doing is my ornaments. We need more housing for my commoners. So this is my commoner block for now, right? I would like to keep this. So as we can see, if I push this ornament in now, we actually merge them and thus increase the radius for this, right? So I would like to do this and have now this one here merged together with that. Getting a bigger zone out of it. And I'm also pushing another bush down here. Think. And here. Just some smaller bushes really. That's all we need. And this will now provide then these houses here as commoners. That's the important thing. And this one's already upgrading. We need the housing, otherwise those people are not gonna be happy with us. Since we have the coins, since we have the clothes, yes, let's also activate the goods market. We're gonna get more and more commoners now. And that means I need to provide more services. And that is now also at the market a goods store. And that's my clothing that we're gonna get out of this. Where should we have it? Yeah, probably here. By the well. And on top of that, let's also expand the church once again. We have now a steady supply of tools coming in, so I'm feeling a bit more safe with that. We probably could basically just increase the size of this. Yes, this would be very little cost. We also need to increase the size of the tower though with that. And then we could work with... this would be 12. This is just too tempting to not do it. And we could probably make a cross here. If I push this one in and this one in, that would still look absolutely fine. And this one we probably will need to push a bit further outside so that we have this cross shape here of that church, right? And that's 8 tools. The rest I don't care so much about that. But it's gonna be a major expansion to my church. And with that we can invite more people in. Now we really have a happy population at this point. Yes, we can now increase the levies without anyone leaving. And we get 200 coin out of that. A new record, by the way. Perfect. It's a lot of money. Food is fine. The clothing will be glorious now for my happiness. And we're gonna consume a lot of wood here too. By the way, have we had a trader so far? I don't think we had a trader from middle so far. Nope. Oh yeah, we did. He actually purchased tools and clothes. There is now my goods workshop, and we're gonna assign it for the common clothes. And this is gonna make people happy once again. Holy cow! Montclair is changing, right? I hope you enjoyed this one. Foundation on the highest difficulty, and we continue onwards in the next episode. Stay tuned.